yesterday I left off on a high. I just wanted you guys to know that I hit my goal. I did my 300, guys. I set myself up to basically, I was lacking like $30. I ended up making a total with tip, and some of it was cash tip as well. I've made a total of $55. Let me see, 40, 50, 55. So I went over my goal yesterday of 300, but you all know in the gig economy, and it's basically the only reason I was able to do that was because it was Black Friday. Okay, so you got to pick the days, know the timing to go and work and make it work for you. So that's what I did, guys. I ended up making my $300. Now today what I've been doing is I decided I'm gonna just go ahead, and since I'm already feeling myself, I'm gonna go ahead, guys, and my goal for today and tomorrow is to complete my DoorDash Platinum ship. I spoke a few days ago in regards to just trying out to see how hard and how much time it was going to take for me to get back to my platinum ship. And I just want you all to know regarding DoorDash, being at silver was one of the hardest thing, because you can wait every 30-40 minutes for one order, and you never know what order you're going to receive. So for all of you guys that is at silver, I know I mentioned the other day, one of the brothers is like, I'm only at 1% right now, They're at 1% when it comes to their acceptance rate. DoorDash has their technique, their strategies on how that they're doing their things. But the more you do it, the more easier. So right now, guys, last time we spoke, I think it was a day ago or 2 days ago. No, yesterday, I told you guys that I was basically 35 deliveries away from my platinum ship. Well, today, guys, I'm here to tell you all I am only 10 away from my platinum ship. So at that point, just knowing that, I just want you all to know that that was a good thing, because sometimes you ended up planning for one thing and end up with the other thing. So right now, my DoorDash, guys, I am 10 deliveries away from hitting my platinum ship. I am close to 90% acceptance rate. So that's a plus as well, because you all know DoorDash is good for sending you those little lowball orders. And I'm here to advise you guys that depending on what it is that you are focusing on, don't focus on increasing your acceptance rate and then turn it around and increasing your deliveries at the same time. You have to do them one at a time. If you do them both together, you're going to be very miserable. So don't even think about that $2 or $4 delivery for 6 to 8 miles. You're going to have to bite the bullet, guys. In order to increase your acceptance rate, you're going to have to get to the point where you mentally say, I'm going to accept every order, and you start increasing your percentage. I would say, 10 deliveries at a time. So for me, it took me from last month, I've been building up my 100 deliveries, but my percentage rate had dropped to 65. Right now, there's like 80 something acceptance rate. I'll prefer to get to 90% acceptance rate. Shout out to all of you guys that have your acceptance rate to 100 or in the 90s, 97%, 98% acceptance rate. That's pretty good, compared to, how crazy orders and deliveries. But maybe you guys are in platinum ship, so you have a little bit of, leadway in order to what it is that you're going to accept and what it is that you're going to left behind, and you can pick and choose a little bit better. So once you hit platinum ship, like I was mentioning to you, when you're focused on going to platinum ship, when it comes to DoorDash, I'm only talking about DoorDash today. This is not going to be a long video. It's just going to be talking specifically some tips and tricks on how you can increase your acceptance rate and how you can move from a silver to a platinum and move from a silver to a gold and a gold to platinum. Okay. And number one is you will have to accept every order in order to increase your acceptance rate. For those that's 1% acceptance rate, just because you're not gonna, anytime you skip, they have you trapped. So whenever you do not accept an order and you're building up to get to a 70%, sometimes what they do is they deliberately will send you all the crazy orders just because they know that you're working on moving to platinum ship, and they'll send a lot of distractions to you. But I will advise you guys, depending on your area, like my area on DoorDash, when I had to increase my deliveries, I wasn't delivering every day. I stopped doing DoorDash for 3 months. And when I picked up on DoorDash again, I was not delivering every day. I knew that in order for me to increase my acceptance rate, I had to get in a smaller zone. Those tiny zones that, that only have that one area, that's the area that I would suggest you go into and you build your acceptance rate up in there, because they're going from point A to point B, and the max they can send you is about 8 miles. Now, when you go into big zones, yes, you will get a lot of orders. However, though, you tend to get more distant orders whenever you decide you want to start increasing acceptance rate, and you'll be very disappointed. I prefer to get $4 for 4 miles in a 8 to 10 miles radius, so that way I know it is sending me above that, and I'll just sacrifice my income around that time just so that I can hit that 70%. I'll advise you all to focus on 70 to 85%, so you have a little bit of in and out. Hello, Brother Goyo, how are you today? Welcome in. I'm just giving a little few tips and tricks in regards to increasing your DoorDash acceptance rate and moving on and away from silver to gold and from gold to platinum ship. Okay, and on platinum ship, the qualifications for that is you have to have a total of 70%. You have to have your customer satisfaction by a 4.7. I have a 4.99, so I'm good with that portion. And you have to complete within the month. Every month, recurrently, you have to complete 100 deliveries. Now, the 100 deliveries right now for me, in order to qualify, I'm 10 deliveries away. So right now, between now and 2 o'clock, I've set myself up for 1 hour because I have planned with the kids. I'm taking the kids to Beach and Burger. I told you all from yesterday that was their request. So we are going to have Beach and Burgers. And I'm feeling like I'm going to do a few deliveries after the beach. And then tomorrow I will complete my platinum ship on DoorDash. I don't advise people to stay on into silver, but all these tiers that you see DoorDash is throwing out there is all crazy. And it don't mean that when you're in platinum ship that you will receive all the big orders. That's not how it works. When you are in platinum ship, what it means is you'll get more frequently the crazy orders, okay? Yes, you're going to get some cater order maybe once a month. You're going to start getting bigger deliveries, like to go to Home Depots and the Lowe's, and you're going to have nice catering deliveries as well, because what DoorDash does is they compile all the other apps that's out there. Like, remember I mentioned the Deliver That, that's a catering. So DoorDash also grab a little piece of that market, and they do catering as well. They have the Roadie that deliver big bulky items, and DoorDash also deliver big bulky items. But when I see Home Depot appear on my screen, make sure you're double checking to see what it is, because DoorDash is not aware of if you have a big car, if you have a small car, if your car is a truck. They don't care. They'll send you whatever when you know you're like, oh, this is a nice order, $50 something, and like, 5 different drops, and they're having barbecue grills and all that stuff that you have to pick up. So be very mindful, guys, that when you do go into your platinum ship qualification on DoorDash, that don't mean that you're not going to get still those $2.50, which for me is a very distasteful after all the hard work that you put in to go ahead and get that qualification. But let me tell you, at the end of the day, most of the time, the effort that you do put in is well worth it, okay? So yeah, whatever you do put into DoorDash to hit that platinum ship, that's definitely a plus for you. Number 2, on your way up to platinum ship, I will highly recommend that you guys, like I mentioned, pick the area, pick the day and the time that's going to be very busy, because that will help increase. Sometimes they'll send you 2 drop-off, 2 deliveries all at once, so that will help guide you and they'll qualify. When they stack your deliveries, that qualifies you for 2 instead of just 1. You know, at least that's how it used to be. But I know that DoorDash also is changing, and there's a lot of people that will sign up for DoorDash expecting quick, fast, pays money, because right now you can go on DoorDash and you can make your money, and by the end of the day you can cash out, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. However, though, sometimes that just minimize all of the good effort from everybody else that is really focusing in on trying to get their time and their platinum ship and their service, compared to other people that just run through for 1 to 2 days out of the week. You know, it just, sometimes it just messes up your shmoney, and we want to make sure that you all know the timings of the day, know the areas, and make sure that you're on multiple apps. Okay, because not all the time in my area, sometimes I only get like 2 deliveries, sometimes I only get like 3 deliveries in my area, because there's so many other people on the app. So when you have multiple apps, you can not only do DoorDash, you can also do Grubhub, or how to bridge the gap to get your shmoney that you want for that day. And make sure, number 2, like I was going to mention to you guys, that you all have a plan. Don't just get up and say, I'm going to do DoorDash, and you don't have a plan to do DoorDash. How much money you want to make? It's like, do you go to your job and say, I want you to hire me, and you don't ask them that question, like, okay, what's my pay? To put the effort in for your job, for the job that I'm about to work, how much are you willing to pay me? Like, you automatically know ahead of time, when I go into that job, the position I'm going to get and how much they're going to pay me for. So think about moving up the ladder of platinum ship like a position at a job, because you are an independent contractor, right? So when I go into work, like right now, I'm turning on for the next hour. I'm going to do my deliveries to try and work myself up so tomorrow I'm not overloaded with the whole 10. So my position that I want to accomplish is to move myself up the rank to a platinum ship. So that comes with different qualification. 1, you have to maintain a 70% acceptance rate. 2, you have to have a 4.7 customer satisfaction. And 3, you have to maintain 100 deliveries every 30 days. Now, because I want to move myself up the rank, I also want to give myself a pay raise. So that's the thought process that I have every time I get up in the morning, or I'm deciding I'm going to go out for that day, that I want to pay myself a certain amount. So like today it's just not a lot of money because I only work for 2 hours. So yesterday was my $300 a day. Today is just a kickback, relax, because it's family time. But in the process of me getting myself together, going to the gym, doing my normal routine, I'm going to make me a few dollars on the side, because my kids already told me they want beach and burgers. So we're going to the beach. So I have to focus on family. A few days ago, I mentioned to you guys about me working on balance in my life. Balance is hard sometimes, most of the time, especially if you're a parent, you're a mother, you're a wife, you're a sister, you're a daughter, you have these multiple titles that you do, and then it comes to the point where you want to also put some time in for yourself. Like for me, I like to go and get my nails done. I like to get my toes done. I like to get my hair done. I like to work on me as well, but I have to balance because also my family would love to do certain things too. So it's not always going to be what Paulette wants. I have to sacrifice. Like today, I would want to go and work. From this morning, I would have loved to go and work, but I'm like, I got to focus on my health and fitness. So I got up early this morning. I did not work early this morning. I went straight to the gym. I finished up with the gym, and now I'm doing a few deliveries. I did a few deliveries. Yesterday, I was 25 deliveries away from my 100 deliveries. Today, 10 deliveries away. So you see, a little each day is what helps you reach your goal and accomplish the position or the level that you want in life. So on DoorDash, since we're only talking today in regards to DoorDash, Platinum is the way to go. You're still going to get all of the crazy deliveries. However, though, I will advise you guys to maintain Platinumship because you're getting your offers more frequently. That is one plus. And on top of that, you could turn on at any time and you can dash any location. You just click yourself on the map. There's a little red zone. You click it and it will direct you directly to that zone. Sometimes going through a certain zone to the next zone, they will give you deliveries and offers that you can take, and I would say I'll just work my way all the way to that location. But like I mentioned to you guys, aim for Platinumship, set a goal, get in the mindset that you are a working billboard, and every time you move, you should pay yourself. When you get up in the morning, you leave your house, think as a business owner. You're not thinking as a person that's not wanting to create. Think as a business owner. Think on creating. How much do you want to create? Do you want to create a $50 day? Do you want to create a $100 day? Do you want to create $150, $200, $250, $300 day, $350? Some people, guys, will focus on creating $330, $350 and say, within the next month, 30 days, I want to focus on creating $10,000. That's the thought process. Because in the gig economy, you can make it. You just need you're going to lose on the other side about time. So if you give effort, you can make the money, but then you got to balance your whole life also. Because if you're focusing all day, like for me, I get to focus on, what I want to create. However, though, thank God for my husband, I don't have an issue. I'm not having to worry about, I wonder how the kids are doing. I wonder where they at. I don't have to worry about that because when I'm home, in the morning time like this, that's my time to go out and do my income. And my husband turn around and he goes and he create his income. Once I get home and I'm with the kids, then he go and he does dinner shift. And he prefer Uber because Uber for him in his area is more faster pace. So everybody's going to find an app in the gig economy that they feel that works best for them. Hello, Sister A. Brown. Welcome in. How are you today? Hope all is well. Thank you for joining us today. We're just talking about a little bit of Smoney Talk and how to focus in and make sure that you're planning ahead of time the goals and achievement that you would like to make in the gig economy. And most of the time, guys, I just want you to know that if you do have a plan, you also know that I always say proper prior planning prevents poor performance. So whenever you do get up, make sure you're aiming for a goal, a daily goal. Set a goal. It don't have to be $300 like I did yesterday. It can be $50. But $50 raise that you give to yourself is definitely much better than you giving yourself no goal and then you don't achieve nothing at the end of the day. I always like to be achieving. I always say, I'm going to hit $100 today. My goal is $300. I know during the holidays, high peak time, most people don't want to do all of the shopping and stuff. That's enough time for you to say, okay, I'm going to give myself a $300 day. Do it. If you have to cook at night and get all the kids' food ready and packed up so they can just put it in the microwave, you figure out a way that you can work it. Some people have to take their kids in the back of their car, pack the snacks from the night before, guys. Make a plan. Set a plan. Sit down one day out of the week and plan your whole week out on how it is that you're going to function throughout the week so that you're not failing. Most of the time, we end up not making a plan and we feeling like we want to cram everything into one day instead of stretching it out throughout the whole week and adjusting ourselves. Okay, so yesterday, Monday through Friday, do I focus on my health and fitness? Yes, I do. I focus on health and fitness. You all know that week 3 of me and my nutrition, we battling, but we keep pushing forward. Okay, we ain't giving up. You know, it's not easy after a certain age anyway to just drop it. You know, just wake up one morning and you just snatched, put together. It don't work like that. You know, after your 20s, guys, you can hem it up. You're gonna put some extra hard work in. So right now, that's where I'm at. I'm focusing on health and fitness. So for me, Monday through Friday, that's my biggest focus. However, though, when I focus on health and fitness, my finance of me creating the income, I can't go and say I want 300 day every day because it don't work like that. It don't work like that because I can say I want $300 today and the offers that I receive is minimum because I'm not at my peak position that I should have been, which was platinum 3 months ago. I dropped out of platinum. I was so over DoorDash, I didn't even care. But on DoorDash, I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? Every 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you get to receive one order. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Let me keep my DoorDash at platinumship, and I have other apps that's also I keep in a high position, you know, so that way on my Lyft, I have all high position, a 5%, 5 out of 5% ratings, customer satisfaction. Why? Because you want to be able to jump on any app and knowing that you have great performance, they will basically send you their best customers so that way, you know, you can receive good tips. Probably they'll send you customers that they value because they have their own customer value program and they'll trust you with that customer. And that's how you can get your great tips. The other day I was doing Lyft. The customer, I dropped him off. He turned around and rebooked me for the second stop to take him back to the location. We had a great conversation. After the conversation, I ended up with a $25 tip on top of all of the extra money for distance and timing and waiting and all that stuff. That trip just alone, it started out as, you know, a 20-something dollar order. I ended up with a $60 Lyft ride with all my tips and all that into it, just because in my mind, I don't think like an employee. I think as a business owner. So if I'm thinking as a business owner and I'm the boss, whoever is going to ride in my car, I'm going to treat them to the best of my ability. I'm going to give them above and beyond. Why? Because I'm representing myself, my name. I'm representing me. The same thing when I'm on doing DoorDash. Don't just get into DoorDash and feel like, you know, hey guys, I'm going to just do my DoorDash. Obviously some people, you know, I know it's probably like extra videos where people just making funny videos, but they'll get the bags and throw people order down and be checking if they give tips or they don't give tip. Don't focus on the tip. You focus on your kindness. You focus on service. Focus on making sure that your customers is satisfied. Don't worry about the tip because that person may not give you a good tip. Another person may double up or triple up, sometimes quadruple up on when it comes to handing you out money, because you're going to find those people that's willing to give you what you're worth and a little bit more. So if that's the case, you don't know who's who. Sometimes the people that we prejudge thinking they're not going to give you tip, they're the one that gives you the biggest tip. So don't prejudge nobody in the gig economy, and don't think that the gig economy is just, oh, that's nothing. You're an independent business owner. Is that the attitude that you have if you have to work a 9 to 5 for somebody else's dream? Okay, that's all I have to say. Y'all make sure that you're putting the same amount of effort into yourselves and your dream instead of turning around and just halving it. You know, when you just barely doing it, some people even be scared, like, I don't want to do DoorDash. Oh my God, a DoorDash. Guys, you can make $10,000 in a month. If you focus, just focus, learn the economy, learn which app works, what time they're working, and work it and make the money. The money is being there to made, but you got to get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get out of that thought process that you're just working, acting like that mentality of an employee. You're not an employee. You're a business owner. You're no longer on your taxes filing a 1040. You're filing a 1099. Okay? You pay GET. That's where all the business owners, all of those government employees, all of the politicians, that's what the ones that have business and have a little money, you're up there with them. Yes, you're on your little DoorDash income, but you're right up there with all the millionaires and multi-billionaires, because that's how they make the money, with the 1099, not the 1040s. Okay, you got to own something, and self-employed is your best bet, because many of us don't have the millions. You're not coming from the millions, so you got to learn how to create it and use somebody else. That's a type of marketing where instead of you putting up and running the risk, you let somebody else run the risk. Okay? DoorDash, when I pick up the food and I do from point A to point B, I have no risk. The only risk I have is to making sure that when I'm driving from point A to point B, that I'm safe. Okay, that I'm safe, that the individuals that I'm serving to receive their food, the food is hot, it has a hot bag. You have your pizza bags. You are doing what needs to be done in order to move that product from point A to point B. Stop focusing on, oh, it's only $4. Then don't take the gig. You could choose, but give yourself that level to maintain in platinumship, because platinumship is where it's at. The consistency, if you're only going to do DoorDash, stay in platinumship qualification. Yes, you're going to receive and accept little orders here and there that may not worth your time, but sometimes, guys, that's just a bridge that you could use to cross over to the other side. All right, so my little tip for today, I know we're coming up on 30 minutes. I just want you all to know, if you're not in platinumship, focus on getting your DoorDash in platinumship so you can receive your orders more frequently, and that way you can fine tooth comb which order you want to receive that makes sense to you. Like I mentioned to you guys, $2 a mile is pretty good, but not all the time on DoorDash you're going to get it, depending on the zone that you're in. Some zones are bigger than others, so the bigger the zone that you're in, the less the more variety of offers that you're going to get. So you can get big offers, you get small offer, but I just look at those big zones where you have like 2 to 3 different counties in one zone of distance, and it's not going to worth your turnaround point. Number 4, people will always say, I prefer to do hourly on DoorDash. Now I'm gonna be here to defer to you guys. The people that does hourly on DoorDash, if you're living in a big zone, you are setting and they're paying you minimum, probably $14 to $18. You'll do better getting your deliveries by offers. I'll prefer to do offer deliveries than hourly deliveries. Now on days like Tuesday, in my smaller zone, I'll prefer to go and use that smaller zone, slow day, and that's when I'll do hourly, because I know that I don't have to wait an hour, maybe 2 hours for that one delivery. I mean, I'm not sure. I know the last time, I think Brother TNT is like, he does hourly. Now, I don't know how much they pay him in Washington for his hourly, but I know that here in Hawaii, you're going to get paid right around, you're going to get paid right around that $14 an hour. For me, it's a waste of time. Hourly is all the deliveries that nobody tipped on. It's okay? All the deliveries that came in that nobody tipped, that's the delivery that you're going to receive in your hourly, and they go longer distance. So be very mindful when you're picking between offers delivery and you're choosing hourly delivery. Okay? Hourly delivery is all the deliveries that people did not tip, and they're farther distance. You can be going 10, 12, 14 miles with no tip. But because they're paying you $14 an hour, it's like you opt out of your power. You give up your power just because you want to be secure of receiving $14. But then if you go offers, you can do 2 deliveries and make $14 within the 30 minutes if you know your zone, your area, and you are working on the appropriate times. Okay, let's see who's up in here. Hello, Sister Shashaya. How are you today? Welcome in. Hey, Sister Tanya, how are you? Sister A. Brown say, wise words, sister. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you for coming in and checking out Life with Paulette. Let's see, LOL, that's true. Sister Brown, A. Brown say, real talk, sis. Still bring that effort to the positive, to everyone you serve, etc. Exactly, sister. Always. I love nothing and no one to change your mood. Always remain positive. Always give the best of you, because God is watching and God is going to bless it. Okay? When you see God activate on your good deeds, oh my gosh, it's so much you can't handle it. Be mindful that is always the opposite of it too. God can activate on your miserable deeds that you do, and when all of a sudden everything is going wrong for you and you're wondering, well, oh my gosh, what did I do? What I didn't do wrong? Because you got feces still in your worship. You got that little feces, that little poop right there that you need to clean up, and that's what it is. So even that going the opposite way in life of not being kind is the same action. It activates, and then all of a sudden you're the one that's going to pay the consequences for it. I'm going to go in and I'm going to take you all on my shopping delivery. This shopping delivery actually is only 2. So if you all want to go in with me, let's go. And we're going to shop. This is probably a kid, because he wants to do some hula hoops and alcohol. So let's go in there. Let's see. Hello, Brother Tony Nixon. How are you? Hope all is well. All right, let's go in. We're going to go to the dessert aisle. Candy aisle. And we're looking for the Airhead. Candy, Airheads. Start shopping. Airheads. Here I go again in the same space of last time shopping delivery. And sometimes you just can't find the aisles of certain things. So I know they want this Airhead and they want alcohol. Maybe I'll find the alcohol first. Alcohol is going to be in the health area. Okay. So how you guys doing today? Let's see. Alcohol. And is this one alcohol? One for 3 something. I found my alcohol. Give me a second. Let me scan it. I gotta scan it. 32 ounces. Yeah, I have the right item. Give me 1 second. That's the only thing too with having two phones. I have to hold this in my hand as I'm shopping. So there we go. And it's one of those items we added in. And now I have to find my other item, which is the candy. Gonna find the candy. That's two, and we're done because I'm going on the beach with my kids. Let's see where the air. This is candy aisle. Candy, Airheads. Oh. Excuse me. Sorry. Where do I find these Airheads? Airheads.
Oh, look on aisle 5. Try and see if we have it. That would be the candy aisle.
Okay, thank you. And by the way, when you're doing your DoorDash, make sure that you know there's nothing wrong with asking questions. Asking questions because they'll know better than you. So I'm on the candy aisle right now. And I hope I find the Airheads. Airheads, gum, sorry. Sure. I don't know where it's at. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe you guys see it. Help me. Y'all see the Airheads? If y'all see the Airheads, you let me know because I don't see nothing. I'm seeing every candy except Airheads. I'm looking for this. It's not here on this aisle. Where's the Airheads? I guess they don't have any. These are the chocolate ones. I don't think they have Airheads, guys. They have Skittles, Nerds. Oh, is this an Airhead? That's an Airhead, but they have the wrong one. Oh, there's the Airhead. Oh, there's the Airheads, but they don't have the color that I'm looking for. I found them. You see? A little bit of patience and you'll get what you're looking for. So I'm looking for the Airheads, and they're probably looking for a big one, but I can't find that one. So item is unavailable. The only thing they have is this one. So when you don't have the item, you have to take a picture of the aisle and let them know. Send suggestion, and I'll send them a suggestion. Hold on, I gotta unload my hand. Too much stuff is in my hand. I'm gonna send a suggestion for them, which is the smaller version of these. Send suggestion. Lord Jesus. This is the one they have. Okay, use. Okay, that's okay. Thank you. Okay, so the customer is responding back to me, by the way. And I'm gonna see if I can add a suggestion up in there and see if they can receive it or just give them a refund. So whenever they are not able, it say give them 3. So I'm gonna show you guys. I send them a suggestion. It says to give them 3 of the 1 little bites. And I'm gonna pick them up right here. Alrighty. So there's down there. And we're done. That was it. We got 3. And I'm finishing this order. I'm going to drop this thing on. 1, 2, 3. And I got to get my alcohol and my 3 candy. And we're out of here. See how easy that was? Too easy. See? Making money is not hard. The hardest thing is your efforts. Okay? And we're going to the line and then head out. I'm telling you, it's been a minute. Hands are full and everything. Okay, so thank you guys. I'm at my 92. I did 2 deliveries with this one. So I'm at 92. I'm 8 deliveries away from my platinum ship. And guys, I just want y'all to know that consistency, focus is key. So if you all want to achieve anything in life, you're going to have to put some work in. 2 items, candy, 92. Okay, and here we are. I got 8 to go, and I think I'm going to do probably 1 or 2 when I get back off the beach. And I'll do the rest tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. I probably will go on live just so you can enjoy and celebrate with me my platinum ship back up to DoorDash. Okay, I'm gonna finalize this and I will say a biddy after. Okay. Alrighty. And they give you like thing like this you have to scan. It's not hard, guys. I do shop and deliveries. I also know, thank you, Sister Abraham. I also know what it is, that I'm looking for in an order. I'm not gonna do 12 to 13 deliveries, not on DoorDash. I'll probably do 12 items to 13 items or 20 something items on Walmart's part because they pay you the most. Okay, so be mindful of that. Okay, be very mindful of the items that you're going to do on DoorDash because DoorDash can have you running all over around. Go ahead, sis, get that platinum. Yeah, I'm 8 away, brother. After this delivery, I'm 8 away. So thank you. I appreciate that. I tell you, it's gold. It took this is going to be week number 3. Okay, so since I started my nutrition, I started going back and attacking my goals in DoorDash and climbing. And I just want you all to know that with that focus, tomorrow I will be achieving. Okay, consistency and focus is the key. Yes, ma'am. There you go, Sister Tanya. Sister Tanya, how's your recovery coming along? Okay, hope all is well. I can't wait for you to get back into the pool and tell me more about your focus and consistency too. How's your wheelchair coming along? How's that coming along, sis? Hope all is well there for you. Give me a second. Let me finish up this order. Hi, I have a DoorDash order with these items, and then this is the scan.
You have to pick them up or you're buying those?
Oh, I'm buying those. Yeah, they make a shop for it. Okay. And then you can give me a bag as well. So you scan the barcode, and then we're gonna pay. And by the way, they'll give you a card that you can embed here, or a hard card as well. And you pay. And that's that. Once that finish up, see what it says. Order is finished. Grab the bag. Thank you, ma'am. Sorry, I have to take a picture. Just real quick, and then you got to take that picture. And
Have a good day.
you too, ma'am. Thank you. And sometimes this is a mess. There we go. See there? Boom. Order completed. Order completed. And we are done. 92 deliveries, 8 to go. Platinum is in the bag. So You guys stay tuned. Hopefully hubby don't have any plans for tomorrow, because that's one thing too. My hubby, he likes to plan, okay? We could be saying, oh, we're going to do this today. We're going to do that tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, guys, here I am. We have family plans. So that's why the weekends for me is a little bit much. Sometimes I prefer not to be overloaded with the weekend, just because you never know what my family has planned. So hopefully today, with the beach, the burger, my kids will be more relaxed, like, okay, mommy finally noticed us today, and we are going to go and leave her alone so tomorrow she can complete her 8 deliveries. I'm going to work real hard on completing them tomorrow, but if something happens, life happens, and I apologize for the sun. I guess the sun, I don't know if you all can see me, but the sun basically is pretty much in the way at this point in time. I'm going this way, so I got to turn around. So yeah, sometimes we plan, we want to do this, we want to do the other thing, and you're like, oh, that's too hard. I can't do that. I don't see me doing that. Guys, put your mind to it. Like Sister Tanya said, consistency and staying persistent is definitely where it's at. Stay focused. Focus. Most of us don't know how to focus long enough to achieve anything, I remember when I was taking out my master's degree, I was like, I don't want to take this out in this amount of time. I need to shorten the time, because at that point in time, you want to travel. Nobody want to be traveling, trying to do homework and writing pieces and all that stuff. So I remember we focused in, and I completed my thing ahead of time, and everybody was like, how do you do that? I focus. It weren't no, hey guys, y'all want to go out to girls' night? Y'all want to go this way? No, you focus. You stay home. Take enough classes. Double up on your classes. If you don't have no kids. Now, for those that have kids, I'm going to give you all a little bit of leadway. But at that time, I didn't have no kids. So all I had to do was focus in on me. Focus in on me. Focus on getting together and hitting the goal without all the extra, And that's what I did. I went on there, I focused in, finished up ahead of time, graduated, I thought about the PhD, and I was like, why do I want a PhD now? My focus after kids, let me tell you something, after kids, your focus, you unfocused. You're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to think through certain things. You're like, no, we don't want to do it. And everybody was like, yes, let's go. I had a friend, she was like, let's go. I had a cousin, like, let's start this PhD, and everybody, PhD. And I'm like, no, because now I got to keep my little bit of cells that I do have, the mental cells, because my kids, now all of a sudden, guess what? I'm back in 7th grade, guys, and my daughter is an A student. So, we got to keep up with her, because she's not thinking like tired. She's thinking sharp. She's like, oh, okay, now, okay, let me see, let's see how much that my mom and dad can think about solving this situation here. And the kids test you. Just the other day, my husband was doing something on the computer, and my daughter's like, well, we don't do it like that, Dad. This is how you're going to do it. And, he didn't say nothing in front of her, but, our little pillow talk. And he was like, babe, I felt so like a 5th grader today. My daughter just showed me the shortcut on how to do X, Y, and Z. And I felt so like I was below 5th grade. Like, she's really outsmarting, I thought I was older and experienced, and I knew everything about computers. And these kids, the days they're coming up, and they're knowing more than you. So, knowledge is power. So he was taught how to do something a different way than he was taught back in the day by a 7th grader that knew how to do it like that. So, knowledge is power, and if you want to do anything, you focus on it, and you'll figure it out real quick, So, but with that, guys, that's all. I just wanted to share a little bit of excitement with you guys, because I want you all to know that it's doable. it's doable. You don't have to feel like it can't be done. You don't have to feel like, oh my goodness, this is so hard. No, it's not. A few weeks ago, I was at 0 deliveries, 3 months left, 0 deliveries. And I ended up saying, you know what? We need to fix this. We need to fix this thing. So at the end, guys, like I was mentioning to you, you know, just make sure that you guys stay focused, staying consistent, and you could achieve anything. Okay? You could achieve anything that you put your mind to. Alrighty? I think I came here the other day. Leave at door lane. And by the way, some people live in areas that you're like, my goodness, really? They tell you, go on this side, go on the other side. And I'm here saying, go on the other side. I don't even know which side you're on. I think I came here and I ended up going up in here. But we'll figure it out. I got to do this drop off. Okay? The person stated, I'm able to substitute it with the bites, please. All right. So, but anyway, guys, with that, guys, Tony Nixon say, we learn about computers. Our kids had computers in their hands as babies. Yeah, these kids know how to do anything. I mean, sometimes you sit down and you're like, wait a minute, you know, are you really, how do you fix that? Like for me, my daughter, I'm like, girl, I don't know how to screenshot your stuff. And she's like, mommy, you can share a screen. Well, how do you share a screen? How do you share a screen, Jada? Well, mommy, you share a screen this way, the next way. And I'm looking like, oh, I feel so dumb. Like, show me, honey, how you share the screen. You know, because mommy don't know. So a lot of times, even right now, my sister, what she does, her daughter knows so much about computers. She is in high school right now, but anything she has to do, filling out anything online, she has to call my little niece. And my little niece has to, you know, she figure it out for her. Now let me communicate with this customer. She said, where is she living at? I'm having trouble finding you. Having trouble. So whenever a customer, you know, have a delivery for you and it's basically in a hard area, like right now I'm in the hood, okay? For those that don't know, I'm in the hood, and these people will tell you, oh, you need to come in here or come in there, and then you're like, I'm in the hood, I don't know nothing about the hood. So you giving me directions in the hood. I'm in a 2-story green. Okay. There it is. 117 is right here. I'm here. So you text them. Most of the time, you know, you don't know where they're at. But at the end of the day, you know, people gonna be people. Hold on, I gotta drop this one off to this customer. Give me a second. Hi. I thought it was you guys again. I was like, I think I was there yesterday. I gotta take another picture.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Have a good one. Oh, I gotta retake it. Sorry, the sun. Okay, I got it. Thank you. And we're done. Let me turn off because I don't need another delivery at this point in time. We're gonna pause. There we go. Okay. All right, I paused and now I'm heading home because I need to take these kids. I need to get on the road. Actually, I'm driving to another location because my kids want to go meet up. My daughter want to meet up with her best friend, and her best friend basically lives on another military base. So to get there, I have to leave out early. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Wolf Pack. How are you today, Wolf Pack? Hope all is well with you guys. Hope all is well. We were just talking about being consistent and focusing on the things that matters to you and achieving your goals. It feels so good to go from 65% acceptance rate up to 88% acceptance rate. And moving, my goal is to hit 95% acceptance rate. And right now on DoorDash, the other thing is I'm excited because I went from 0 deliveries to increasing myself to a total of 92 deliveries in right around 3 weeks. And you may say, well, Paulette, you could have done it a little faster than that. No, I couldn't. You know why? Because I dropped so far down in the trenches below. I'm in silver, and silver is only going to give you a few orders at a time. You're not going to get consistency in a silver location on DoorDash. Okay, that's the worst part. It's like a pipe. When you're platinum, the faucet it's turned up. When you are gold, it tightens a little bit, not too much, but it tightens a little bit, okay? But when you are at silver, it shuts tight like somebody just turn it off. You don't receive all of your stuff the way that you will want to because it's harder for you to reach that consistent space of your, unless there's no drivers out, you're in the bottom of the barrel and you're not the go-to deliverer at that time. So remain in platinumship. If you are still in platinumship, please don't fall out of platinumship. And on another note too, if you are out of platinumship and you just throw it in the hatchet because you're frustrated with DoorDash. I know you have the right to be frustrated with DoorDash, but move yourself. Focus on moving yourself from silver to gold, and then from gold to platinum. And in order for you to build your acceptance rate, I'll advise you guys to go in smaller, little condensed zones until you can hit a peak. If you're living in a big area, say example like New York, and your service in like 5, 6, 7 different counties or whatever, that's not going to work for you. Okay, what's going to happen is going to be very hard for you to accept a $2.50 going 10 miles distance. Don't do it. Okay, so number 1, focus on aiming for platinum. If you're in platinum, focus on staying in platinum. Number 2, when it comes to how do you use your hourly acceptance on DoorDash or by offer, I will advise you all to go by offer instead of hourly unless it's a slow day. Okay, and you know, for me, I will use hourly if I want to or have to on a Tuesday because my market is in coma, is dead, like literally. It's nothing going on. You may get 2 to 3 orders in my zone on a Tuesday. So that's when you're going to use your hourly. And if you're living in a zone that is huge with a bunch of counties and it's from point A, it's like 20, 30 mile radius, what's going to happen is you're just going to burn yourself out because they're going to give you all of the orders that's distant because they want to make sure you do the longest order that's going to cost them less. So they're going to send you longer distance, and most of those orders are majority of people that don't tip. Okay, so you're just working in slavery. My 5th tip that I wanted to let you all know, in my zone, they open up this thing called, you pay once you get there, the pay offers. where people could purchase and you receive your money up front. I'm not an upfront person. However, though, there's people that prefer upfront, where you need a $50, and on the weekend somebody's gonna buy all that pizza for $100 and something, and they could drop that in your pocket. Some people like the cash, but I like my thing deposited every Monday. So I go for the week. However, though, I turn that off on mines. My area is not as bad as many of you guys' area, and the disadvantage, and one of the reasons why I don't like the cash stuff, because my tip is not included and I can't see the distance that I'm going per se, and I'm depending on somebody to give me a $2 tip or a $3 tip. What if I had to drive 15 miles? Yes, you're gonna pay me the cash up front, but DoorDash only give me $2, maybe $3 or 50 cents, depending on the distance that I'm going. So it's not something assurable for me. And the main reason I don't like the cash one, because you're going to end up going in some zones like I just came out of. I call it the little hood, but I'm on the way to not all the areas, you can discriminate when you're on the app. So you're going to go into areas that you really wouldn't go in there in a normal day. And sometimes, guys, you don't know if that person is drunk. You don't know if that person has mental issues. They could be hungry, furloughed, especially furloughed. And well, even though it's over now, and they may not have the money, you're going to put yourself in a position where they take the food from you and they don't give you your money. And what are you going to do? Fight for $5? No, you're not going to do it. Leave it alone. But then you put yourself in a more harm's way doing it that way than to just opt out of it, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, I know that some people like the cash up front, especially during the weekend, but I can wait for Monday. I don't like the cash up front. So just to let you all know that will be my little 5 tips that I dropped for you guys today. I hope that this video was helpful for my DoorDash, little family that is working on their little $50 a day or $300 a day or $400 a day. I just want y'all to know that right now the economy is a little slow. However, though, you can make those goals still. Hello, brother. I think that's T-Wood. I can't see. It says T4058. I think that brother T-Wood. However, though, like I was mentioning, just be mindful of tip number 5. I don't know your area, but I don't have an issue in my area for that. It's just that I don't like all that cash on me, setting myself up to get in a position or a situation where with an individual or somebody for no reason at all. No, sir. We ain't doing it. But the T would say, "Oh, it's you." Yeah, I thought so. I was like, I can't hardly see the T. Okay, but the T would, you gotta put that in like capital because I'm blind. I can't hardly see. He said, DoorDash lately for me has sucked big time. Oh my gosh, brother T Wood. Let me tell you something. The other day we had brother Indoor. No, we had brother TNT and Brother Hayes on, and we had a blast with the DoorDash. I was wondering where you were because, one of them, Brother Hayes, he's like, I'm on 1% acceptance rate. I was like, whoa, everybody is having moments right now. And I felt the same way like you feel, when you're giving in all of this information and DoorDash is not giving you what you feel like you should get. And most people are having that same scenario. That's why I talk about multi-apping, because multi-apping, if DoorDash ain't giving you what you deserve, then I turn off and go on the other app. Now, if you're just coming in, I just want you to know that I was mentioning to focus on getting to platinum, because in platinum, you're going to still get some crazy orders, Brother T Wood. However, though, it will be more frequent orders coming in for you to pick and choose. And once you sustain yourself at a 70%, with a 4.7 customer satisfaction and 100 deliveries throughout those 30 days, within those 30 days, you should be good to go, you know. So if you're not platinum, I'll aim for platinum. I was all the way at silver. Then 3 weeks ago, I said, I'm sick of this silver. This silver is crazy. You're saying 15 to 20 minutes. Brother, let me tell you something. I was there waiting for like 40 minutes an order. It was days I only got one order on DoorDash because right now everybody and their grandmother is on DoorDash, okay? So with that being said, if you are on platinum or in platinum ship, it will make your life a little bit more easier because those orders will come in more frequent and you'll be able to maneuver yourself a little bit better. So that would be my tip for today. Brother T would say he gets his order one every 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm a platinum driver. Wow. And the other thing too, Brother T, sometimes the area that you're in, you may need to change the area that you're in. Because sometimes moving yourself from certain area, figuring out the time of the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, you know, figuring that out sometimes can help you achieve that goal. You may not be able to get that whole $100 or $200 just on DoorDash. You will have to bridge the gap with another app just to make sure. I started out Lyft Ride. Lyft bridged the gap really good for me, and it's been helping me tremendously. So I'll advise you guys to bridge the gap with an app that is going to come in, and the timing that you started it will come in and work best for you. But the TV said, YouTube give me that name, LOL. You know, you're like there's other people, like 3 or 4 different brothers I'm seeing there like, well, YouTube give me this name. And I'm like, why is YouTube messing around, you know, why they're messing around with people? I can't understand, you know, why they're messing around with people at this point in time. Makes no sense. Spark is my go-to, but I'm done with Spark for the year because I'm well over 5,000 for the year. Yeah, Spark is going to give you that money, man. Spark don't play. You know, yesterday I was like, Spark, give me a $55 order for 3 items. And here I am gunning. But because traffic was bad, it was taking me an hour to get to that spot. That's another thing. On Spark, they will cancel your order within 30 minutes. So if you know that you're in traffic and it's going to take you a minute, don't even turn the app on until you're about 10 minutes away from the warehouse. That would be my advice, because I've lost good orders, $50, $40 orders, you know, just because traffic was bad and I was not able to make it to my location on time. You know, the last one, I was 4 minutes away from that location and I got a cancellation. So it's painful, but Spark will cancel you. DoorDash will give you, you know, a violation if you're messing around with them. They don't care if you're in traffic. You will have to like literally get a helicopter and fly to the spot as long as you get there within that 10 minutes. Anything after 10 minutes, they're about to give you violations. So be mindful, guys, on which app you could maneuver on, which app you could play with. And with that, guys, I'm going to say I'm done. My kids are waiting on me. I'm going to go to the beach. I'll be going to get a little bit of burger. I'm going to try my best to get a bunless burger today so that way I can make healthier choices. And I hope you all have a amazing rest of your Saturday. Go out and do something. If you don't have a date, go by yourself. If you don't have no family to go and visit, take yourself on a date. Go and enjoy. Go shopping. Go to the mall. Walk around from point A to point B. Get your 10,000 steps in. Do something that's going to help you achieve your goals for the day. And set your goals daily. Okay? Set daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and yearly goals. That would be all I have for you today. I love you guys. Brother T Wood, in your platinum ship, if you are doing morning shift for breakfast and that's not working for you and you're having to wait for an hour, 20, 30 minutes, I will advise you to go ahead and try lunchtime. If lunchtime ain't working, definitely dinner time will work, because I can't see during dinner time. So I basically turn off from 6 o'clock. I'm off. Okay. Because when it get dark, these people are a little crazy. They don't be focusing on their app. And all of a sudden they're like, put it on the door. And I'm like, I can't even see the house number. What are you talking? Put it on the door. And I'm in the wrong spot and everything. So make sure that you pick the time of the day that works best. If breakfast is not giving you consistency, more frequent orders, go to lunch. If lunch is not working, then maybe you will have to get up a little bit earlier. If you starting out at 7 in the morning, breakfast starts from 4:30, 5 o'clock. People want coffee. So you may have to maneuver and adjust your sale in order to make the gig economy work for you. Otherwise, you're going to be in the little basket of a bunch of miserable individuals that is not getting no money's worth, because everything is changing. The economy is changing. More people are on the app. More people are also wanting a little $50 to $300 a day too, on top of what they're currently doing. So just know we're not the only smart people out there. There's other smarter people than us too that's trying to make extra money on the side. Okay, so we just have to figure out and find that sweet spot within the gig economy to make it work for us, and we can still hit our goals even when the market is low. Okay. Sister A. Brown said, God bless you, Sister Paulette. Wrapping the live up, everyone. Thanks for joining Life with Paulette. Until the next one, peace. Deuces. Just what Sister A. Brown said. Thank you so much, sister. You know I gotta go, and I appreciate you for posting that. That remind me that I need to go too. My kids are already in front of me. Oh my gosh. Oh, anyway, I love y'all. Until next time, deuces. Bye-bye.